You can't say that shit to the English. You can't say that to the English. But I'll tell you something. I'll tell you something, Mickey. I'll tell you something that the Mexicans do. They make you feel like family by giving you a nickname. Everyone gets like an O at the end of their name, and it becomes like you would be Miquito, Billyito. They give a nickname, Carlito, Miguelito, right? Even they gave me a nickname, Puto, and it's so nice. Because I walk up and they're like, hey, puto, pinche negro. Why are you here, ese? Good people. We're all in this together. We protest. I'm telling you, I've been protesting so much. I was protesting, and I understand, like, I was protesting a couple years ago when the pandemic was actually happening. Take your masks off. For Black Lives Matter. And you know what surprised me? During Black Lives Matter, the country, everyone keeps saying it was divided, and I say it was united. People came together. People I didn't expect showed up for Black Lives Matter. It was places like Sarasota used to even care about Black Lives Matter. They put signs in their window in the businesses that said Black Lives Matter. And it really meant, don't break our window. But it was beautiful to see. It was beautiful to see. And what made it even more beautiful is the people that showed up that I never expected. The Billies of the world showed up. Not Mick. Mick stayed the fuck home. But Billy showed up. The Billies of the world showed up to Black Lives Matter protests, and it was amazing. And you know what I learned, Billy? That there's nothing more annoying than a woke white guy. You guys are fucking annoying. Woke white guys are annoying as shit. I went to one Black Lives Matter protest, and there was a woke white guy, Billy, no offense, but he looked exactly like you. Because no offense, all of you look the same to us too, and there was a woke white guy, a Billy-looking white guy at the Black Lives Matter protest wearing a Malcolm X shirt, quoting Martin Luther King, and then telling me what we need to do as a black community. The white guy was telling me what we need to do as a black community. He was too woke. At one point, I looked at him and I was like, you know what, Billy? All lives matter. And I walked away. I was tired of his shit. I was tired of his shit. And to be honest, I don't know why you're laughing so much, ma'am. Do you know what's even more annoying than a woke white man? Woke white women. Shut the fuck up. Every single Elizabeth Warren in the country showed up to Black Lives Matter protests. They just started showing up. And they were annoying. When Karen becomes Carol, there's no stopping her. When the Karens become Carol and they start caring, there was no stopping them. They were showing up and they were so concerned. They had never heard of racism before. It was the first time, and they were so affected. They were so affected. Oh my God, I'm so sorry racism happens to you. It's so disgusting. Racism is so disgusting. Can I touch your hair? Listen. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna speak to the manager of racism. As a white woman, I'm going to speak to the manager of racism. The manager of racism? Bitch, do you mean your father? You can just talk. Talk to Mick, he's right here. Mick's probably the nicest guy. I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. If you need help, just wink, okay? All I'm saying is the woke white women, they affected us. They showed up to the Black Lives Matter protests, and when we were marching, they were so involved, they even started marching faster than us. They started marching faster than the black people at the protest. I didn't understand. I was turning to my friends like, Jamal, hurry up. We have to catch up. This white bitch won't slow down. We need to walk faster. I don't know. I think she's trying to get steps in her Fitbit. I don't know what she's doing. We can't let her beat us. The woke white women showed up. And they couldn't just be there. They had to take over. They became white women of color. And they became involved. And once they became involved, they started taking control. Yes. They took control of us the way they do you and your marriages. I watched Dateline. Half of you are gonna end up murdered. All I'm saying is this. The white women showed up and they became involved and they took control, and then they started organizing Black Lives Matter protests. And that's when I stopped going. I used to go to every protest. And not just because I'm half black, but because I'm a human being, because I believe in the American principles of liberty and justice for all. And most importantly, this was during the pandemic. All the nightclubs were closed. This was our fucking party. We were having a good time. We were having a good time. I can admit it now. The statute of limitations is up. We were having fun. And then the white women started organizing Black Lives Matter protests, and that's when I stopped going. When white women started organizing Black Lives Matter protests, I stopped going. But not because I didn't want to go. The protests just kept getting earlier and earlier and earlier in the day. White women wake up early as shit.